Welcome back, guys. Alright, bro, stop, bro.
I didn't do that.
Bro, no.
Yo, pass me my water, bro, please.
Bro, he literally was.
No,
I woke up, it was eye contact. Like, we locked in. I said, bro.
Look at this camera, and he said,
All right, take 10.
Bro, why are y'all doing this, bro? I'm not even.
Come on, bro.
All right.
3, 2. Welcome back, you guys, to another world-class show. I got my man Ricky here.
Why are you shaking, bro?
Am I shaking?
No, you good. You good.
I got my other man, Gabe Castro.
Yes, sir.
I'm Jalen.
And this is what episode?
This is episode 14.
One
Just learned that. The episodes are flying by, guys, so bear with me. But we're back. We're another week. How was your week?
My week was good.
Yeah?
It was just fun, full of excitement, and full of soccer.
Full of soccer.
Football. Sorry.
Football. Thank you. What about you?
My week was good. I had a great time the weekend, but it was also filled with a lot of football. But I'm also getting kind of sad because the football's kind of ending.
Yeah.
We're getting towards the end.
Yeah, I looked on Saturday and I said, hold up.
Just when I thought our show was boring, it's just getting a lot
It's
more.
like, what are we supposed to talk about now, man?
Guys, we're gonna have an off season too. We'll cut it right here. We'll cut back.
We're straight MLS podcast at this point.
Honestly,
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm
that's true.
okay with that.
I'm fine with that,
For
actually.
me.
Yeah, I think it'll be good for us
It'll
to
be
like
good.
be able to dive in. You know what I mean? Because like
full
we're
attention.
talking about a lot of Premier League, a lot
Yeah.
of Champions League. Once that ends, we can fully dive in and invest into the local
100%.
league here, domestic league here.
I
in
mean,
the US.
like, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like when it came to MLS, we kind of just kept up with it, but like we didn't really dissect it.
we didn't dive into it
Yeah.
fully.
Yeah,
Like,
and they're getting close to playoffs, so
Yeah.
I think that's gonna be
short season, by the
Really?
way. It's
Yeah, I think
it's like
Actually,
coming up
no,
and like
no,
it's
no.
like it's about halfway, no, isn't it?
No.
We're still early.
Yeah,
It's
because
early.
they go all the way into October.
Yeah.
So
That's
November,
true. Yeah. See, those are the things that we don't know.
yep.
But
Long season actually, right?
Yeah, it's a long
Yeah,
season.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
We're
was-
supposed
I
to
was
go to DC United for our birthday, right?
I hope if y'all don't flake.
Wait, DC United. As long as y'all are prepared, hey, I said we got to see either Atlanta United and
Yeah.
Cincinnati, or we got to go to Inter Miami. And
Cincinnati.
I'm more game for Atlanta United.
Me too.
That's around the birthday.
Yeah.
It's Atlanta.
Yeah, yeah.
Good vibes all around. So
I feel like
I mean, we've
Stay
seen my
tuned.
team. We've
Yeah,
seen
stay
my
tuned for
team. We've
that.
seen your team. So it's about time we see
that's
your
what I'm
team.
saying.
You know what I
We
mean?
got to go see.
Yeah, you gotta go see
I
it.
feel like the Atlanta one will be more exciting, honestly.
Yeah,
'cause
exactly.
both teams are doing pretty well. I mean, obviously Cincinnati, they're still number one. You guys won this weekend, right?
Mm-hmm. Of course we will.
I just want to make sure. I wasn't keeping up this week. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Actually, I mean, we should still be top of the league if that's the case.
Yeah, I'd rather watch them play against Atlanta rather than Inter Miami because Inter Miami just lost to DC United.
It might be like a blowout for like Cincinnati winning against Miami. So I'd rather see like a more of a competitive game.
Yeah, and then Neville, he got sacked from Inter Miami, which I think it was a good move. I think that idea of having an English coach, a big name coach like him, was enough for Inter Miami because the results were not coming in from Inter Miami. So I think it was about time to get rid of that.
Yeah.
But who knows? Maybe it'll turn around after this. But obviously it didn't. With what was the score?
For DC,
United? Yeah,
2-1.
2-1. Oh, Inter Miami got one.
At the end, it was a golazo actually. Yeah.
So wait, you guys lost 2-1.
No, we
they
won.
Oh, you won
They
2-1.
yeah,
Okay.
we won 2-1.
I feel like you guys always, aside from the Orlando City game, I feel like you guys always turn around and like it comes down to end of game for you guys.
Well, DC United. Actually, I was watching the game, and dude, we should have won that game like 10-1. Like we were up a man within the first 10 minutes of the game. So Miami was down a man, and you know, obviously we had the advantage in possession, and we're getting shots on target. Their keeper played like crazy. Our first goal, dude, look it up. Our first goal was arguably like the worst goal I've ever seen. They, I think they crossed the ball, and then one of our players heads it towards the box, and then our defender hits it with the tip of his cleat, and the keeper kind of saves it, but then our defender is pretty much wrestling with the keeper, and the ball's like stuck between the keeper and the post, and he's just like shoving his leg in. Yeah.
It's funny because I saw a post and it was like It's probably one of the weirdest goals.
Weirdest
we've ever
goals,
seen,
yeah.
ever
Yeah,
seen.
he's
And
like
that was
shooting it,
that was
yeah.
us. He was like pretty much like pushing the ball.
Yeah, because he was like, all right, whatever.
Yeah. So, and then
At the YMCA, that's an immediate foul.
that's it. Yeah. Right. So
It was
this-
funny because at one point the goalie was like literally outside the goal, outside the game, and had to come
It's
back
like a
in.
FIFA game, like
Yeah, I
FIFA
was
moment right there.
It didn't make no sense. And then the second goal was a counterattack. Christian Benteke finally getting on the board. So,
Nice.
Good showing out where it looks like that's what we are. That's what DC is. DC United is a mid-table team. And it's up to us to show face in the playoffs. We're not going to be top of the league, but we could very well fall because, it's still early in the season.
Yeah, there's
Um,
and y'all's points are not like you're,
Yeah. At
far.
any point we could fall, so we just got to maintain those. It's clear that we can't hold the lead, even though we won. I mean, being a man up, we gave a goal in the 91st minute, and they still had 7 minutes to play. Intensity is there, so they could have very much tied it. Gladly, we got away with the 3 points. So. Rooney's still at the wheel, and I don't think they should change. I don't really know what they need to figure it out. I don't know if they need just better players or better tactics. I really can't tell. But Rooney's at the wheel, and right now it's kind of consistent for now in the sense that we're a mid-table team.
Yeah, and I mean, as long as you guys can consistently keep, it's something to build off of. So
Yeah. So.
I think the only thing you guys are missing is probably depth. Like, I think once you guys make substitutions, that's where the counter, like attacking, really slows down a bit
Yeah.
more. So I think that's something you guys are just lacking. But other than that, when you guys have the right 11 on the field, you guys look pretty good.
We have a solid three with Benteke, Taxi Funtas, and Mateus Klic. That's a solid, experienced front three. So when it comes to the defense, our wing backs, because we're playing with wing backs, they are actually very young.
Yeah,
they're very, very young and talented, but again, young, unexperienced wing backs. So I think that's where we're starting to fall off when the quality up front for the other team is above average.
Yep.
They're gonna get the better of our defenders because those wing backs and our defense is kind of iffy and they're very young. Yeah. And then our keeper, he's really good, but he's like 31, 32. So it's not like he could be in his prime, but it's kind of a prime of we are peaking and then we're going to start seeing we need to figure out a replacement for him in the next coming years.
Overall, is DC United a young team or have you
I'd
really...
say it's in between, because you have Benteke and then Klic. I don't know, Klic doesn't look that old, but you have those players that are more relatively older and inexperienced. But again, our defense is relatively young, I think, and then our keeper is 30 something. So I think we're right in the above average.
It differentiates.
Yeah, in the above average age. So, like I said, looks like we're a mid-table team, but I could see us, like I said, the one thing I like about the MLS is the playoff system. You don't have to be first to win the title.
Yep.
Once you make the playoffs, it's anybody's game.
Yep.
Because they don't. It's not like the NBA, where they play best of 7. It's only one game.
Yeah.
You guys just got to make sure you show up for that game, and I think we have some potential to cause some damage.
I think that's interesting. Is just that one game, because I mean in football, you could be the bottom team and still, you know what I mean. Anything goes, anything happens. So
it's happening right now with the Heat.
Look at the Heat, right? Even though it's a best of 7 series, they are, 8th seed.
They know when to come alive.
Yeah. Well, it's like when we went to Seattle and that upset. I was just like, bro, it blew our mind, and I'm like, that's one game. I bet you if Seattle played them again, it wouldn't have the same outcome. But it's just like
Seattle did have a lot of injuries that game.
Yeah, exactly.
Missing that, what's his name?
There's a lot, and you guys, y'all just seem to figure it out for a game or two, and then
Houston?
Yeah, and lose form for the next couple games, and then you'll figure it out for another game. And I don't know, you guys are very
our form is just right now luck. We get so lucky with our opportunities to score and win games, and that's all it's been. I don't really be praising Olsen for our wins. He hasn't really done much. It's pretty much the players just going out there and kick the ball and figure it out right there. But the last 2 games, midweek we lost 6-2 to Vancouver, and then this past weekend we lost to St. Louis. I was expecting a beating, at least from St. I was expecting the Vancouver score from St. Louis. So I'm just all right, whatever. So we're just like I said, I think it's time for Olsen to leave. I think if we're going to be sacking coaches right now, I think also be another coach to be sacked for Houston Dynamo, because I believe Houston is also the same way as DC United, where we have a lot of veterans that know how to coach young players around them to make them better players.
Mm-hmm.
And we do have those young players that are very talented. I think they're just not finding the right structure by the coach to implement those opportunities for themselves.
Yeah.
So I think for Houston, I think it's time to get rid of the coach so that it's able to, really understand what these players are capable of doing. And I don't think Olsen's doing that for Houston Dynamo. But yeah, I don't really want to talk about Houston right now, though, because we're back to back, especially after that Vancouver loss. That just disappointed me so much. So I think
we've been on fire lately. Like, just honestly, Acosta, like, there's not a game that we go into. I'm like,
he looked amazing against New York.
The past like 3-4. I mean, honestly, all season, but like just especially the past 3 games, he's been like just on fire. Like I'm out of going to a game. I'm like, yeah, he's gonna at least get.
Shout out to Alfardi for witnessing that.
Yeah.
In person.
I'd say between Acosta and then Hani Mukhtar from Nashville, those are the 2 contenders for like MVP right now.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. And I even think like we have another player who like on our team. I'm like, yeah, he's gonna score too, which is Alvaro Barreal. So every time I see him like play, I'm like, yeah, he's gonna score, and that's our wing back too. So like, he produces great stuff. So
yeah,
I think we have pretty good depth on our team. And
yeah,
that's good. Not really worried.
I want to clarify because I looked at DC's lineup for at least the Inter Miami game, and our backline was actually the more experienced. They were actually the 32-year-olds. So for that game, we're not young at all. Like our youngest guy was our center. Our center back was 20, 25. I think he is. Everybody else is older for that game, but I know that they have a right back that's like 17 that has been getting some minutes. So that's why I said that they were relatively young, but not like looking back at and fact checking. We're more of the older, like one of the oldest teams right now.
Got you.
So
That's crazy.
maybe that's what we do. We need some experienced people in there. Because the MLS is kind of fast paced.
It is.
You know what I mean?
It's a lot of. I think it's a lot less. I don't want to say a lot less strategy, but it's a lot different of a strategy as far as like the way they go about things. So,
I think it's more attacking football than it is defensively. Like when you see the type of goals that they're scoring, like I kid you not, like I'm pretty confident that over 50% of the goals scored are from outside of the box.
Yeah.
But it's because they allow so much space for them to get the shot off. So.
Yeah, and I think that's why I think it's kind of good to have a mixture when you're playing in that system because you have the experience, but then you also have the young, fast,
Yeah, no, 100%. So
I appreciate that more. So
to have like the
experience
and young, you want a well balanced team. You don't want them to be all old and not be able to catch up to these young players, and you don't want them all young because there's no experience, there's no leadership. So you want to have a good balance.
Yeah, and I mean, we're still in the
Open Cup.
The Open Cup, still advancing. So.
Oh, is Houston still in it? I kind of lost track.
Yeah,
we play tonight, right? Or tomorrow? It's tomorrow, right? U.S. Open Cup.
Yes, and which we actually play.
We play against Chicago Fire tomorrow.
We play Pittsburgh Riverhounds, so that's
cup set, baby.
Yeah, cup set, which is going to be interesting to see.
I'm actually going to root for Pittsburgh.
That's okay. I feel bad for you, son. They're playing in Cincy, so.
I kind of appreciate the underdogs, right?
Yeah, no, 100%. I'm actually excited to play the USL team, so like I'm excited to see that matchup. But
I'm actually excited for tomorrow. But we're playing in Chicago, so I'm kind of worried about that. And the way our form is looking, I don't know, man. I hope if we lose this game, this is the game that he gets sacked.
You think so?
I think so. Because back-to-back losses and
I don't think the MLS is like that. Come on, brother, you got a European state of mind right now. I don't think they're doing that. They're gonna finish them out. I wonder if that's
well. Then we're not even gonna make it. We're not even gonna make it to the playoffs. Then.
Well, you're a point. You're actually 1 point off the 9th spot when the 9th spot gets into the playoffs. Like I think you might be pressing the panic button too early here. Like you're a point off from the playoffs. You're still in the Open Cup.
Yeah.
But you have to understand, like, when I see it from my point of view, is where like we're winning by luck. When I say we're winning by luck, it's legit by luck. We're winning games by penalties, all this stuff. Like, I understand we're at 1 point off, but how long can we go off by that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right. But when we talk about the European state of mind, I don't think the MLS just works that way.
Well,
so.
yeah, I'm agreeing with him on that one. But then, if we're talking about, if we're gonna stick with him, if it's like that, where we just have to stick it out to the very end of the season, we're not gonna make it to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Point blank, period. Like, it's no way if we're going to keep playing like that, especially losing games back to back and score lines like that. It's not possible. I don't think we're going to be able to make it to the playoffs. And we're losing by even if we are close by numbers, we're going to lose by goal differential because we're not scoring goals, not by a lot. So that's what I'm saying. So it's just like, what's the point? We got to make changes somehow. And if it doesn't work like that, it sucks. But enough of my team. I think we covered enough of MLS.
Yeah,
So
Sure, he likes to move away when his team's not doing good. He loves to move away from it so quick. But when ours is sucking, we got to talk about it for at least 45 minutes.
No, well, we'll definitely now that we're getting into a space where it's nothing really.
There's
but
nothing but MLS.
I'll be happy.
I can't
I'll be
wait
happy
to
sit
dissect.
here. I'll sit here right now and just talk about it all
man.
night. But I mean, we still got a little bit left of European football to talk about. You know, we had a good weekend of cup games going on. What's his name? Your boy Nkunku. He won Chelsea. Won the what?
I was a little
German
upset.
Cup.
I'm not gonna lie. Like watching that game, I was a little upset. There just wasn't really much excitement for me. And I would. Like
I didn't see a lot from Frankfurt. And shout out to Christian, who was here last week on the show. But I mean, I didn't really thought Frankfurt was impressive.
Frankfurt is his family hometown.
Barcelona, but.
So he was rooting for Frankfurt. I didn't really have any feelings going into it. I was hoping, Nkunku would come, off of a high run, winning that with them. So I don't know. I just wish it was a better goal from Nkunku. Like,
it wasn't that bad.
No,
but
it was luck.
Yeah, it was.
It was a lucky goal, and I think from both sides, it really wasn't much.
But either, I mean, I think Nkunku still put out a good performance against Frankfurt, no matter what. He's putting the pressure on them, and even if he didn't score that goal, he was still able to provide the assist. He was surrounded by so many Frankfurt players, but they were so flat-footed and exhausted already that it was easy for him to find that pass, and they were able to slip that goal in.
Are you not convinced on Nkunku? Is that what it is?
I just wasn't impressed. I'm not gonna say I'm not convinced, but in that game, I wasn't impressed. I wasn't impressed with the overall game itself, but as well as from Nkunku. Like, I know he scored, which led to them winning, the game, but I just wasn't impressed. I will be honest.
I definitely have you seen, like, I'm not even trying to make fun
No,
of him.
yeah,
Have you seen games or highlights? Because he's a big time player.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
but I guess that's why I'm saying it was just weird to I was expecting to see some really good play, but I just it was I kind of
You didn't think that assist was great?
It wasn't special to me.
Did you see it?
Is it the one that he kind of went down the line and then on the byline?
He was just outside the box, and he basically was a big old C surrounded by defenders, and then he was able to just get around, making the defenders shift towards this direction. But they just, at this point, the defenders just gave up on it on the other players, and so Nkunku was able to pull out and see the pass.
Oh, I know. Yes,
line.
yeah, I did see it. Yeah,
so he made that pass, and it was actually a wonderful pass.
I did see it.
To score that goal too, and I'm like, okay, all right.
I don't know if he's gonna have that much time in the box in the Premier League, and I don't know if he can replicate that. I think that's your
exactly. I guess that's where my
mindset
mindset was.
I still think he's a big time player. I still think he provides a lot of creativity, and he's gonna fill some gaps that we have at Chelsea. But the assist is great. To your credit, it's a great assist. Can he do that in the Premier League? I don't know if he's gonna have that much time in there.
And that's my point too, because I kept seeing him take plays where he would get down to the box and he would kind of try to dance a bit, and I'm like, I don't think that's gonna fly.
I mean, he did have a lot of, I think it was this game or the last game he had a bunch of shots that were just not on target, and I'm like, I mean, at least he's shooting.
That's what I'm saying. I would rather that, because in Chelsea no one shoots, so at least he's trying.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, and I know he's a high caliber player, and like I said, I just think it was my expectations were a lot higher. I was really excited kind of watching the game.
Yeah.
And then I was like,
he's an exciting player. When I found out that he was injured for the World Cup for France, I was kind of like,
oh yeah.
that's like a lot less pressure for Argentina now and all that. Like,
Yeah,
can you
I
imagine?
wanted to see him play for his country. Like that's the one stage that I wanted to see. Like, all right, are you a good player or are you just a Bundesliga merchant?
Okay.
Like a lot of players from the Bundesliga, come to the Premier League and don't do well.
Werner was actually telling him, saying like, he's basically telling him what he went through is like when you get to Chelsea, it's like a whole different lifestyle and you get to play a whole different mentality. So it's like I kind of didn't appreciate that from him, giving that towards. I don't know if it was directly towards him, but
Yeah.
like you kind of.
I'm sure they're gonna have that conversation.
Yeah, I'm
for
sure Kunku asked him.
Yeah.
You have to. You kinda have
And
to.
hopefully, like you said, it doesn't create, I guess, like.
Some preconceived notions.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Preconceived notions or just first impressions instead of like him actually just getting to feel it out for himself.
Right,
but,
right.
Well, and to Werner's this like Werner started really hot at Chelsea. Like his first couple months were insane.
Yeah.
So he can't, and everybody stuck by him even when he was missing chances. Like he said himself in like his goodbyes, like, man, you guys, I was playing like shit. Y'all were backing me
Yeah,
up.
held me down.
So like, I don't think he said a lot of bad. I don't think he had anything bad to say. Again, Werner was just not putting the shots in the net. Like if he would have made all the shots that he had, I guarantee he'd still be at Chelsea. And we would probably, I don't know if we would have won the Prem, but we would have been more competitive than we are now. Tuchel probably wouldn't have gotten fired if he made all those shots, to be honest.
Yeah.
So, anyways, that's me ranting about Chelsea all the time. But I think I just hope that Nkunku translates well into the league and that he's able. I don't want him to change his game. I want him to keep playing that aggressive, creative, kind of like number 10 role where he's just kind of like all over the place and providing and shooting. Like, dude, take 10 shots at the game. I don't care. We barely take any shots now, so might as well you do it.
100%.
You know, I didn't know he played for Frankfurt. Mwani.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
Colin Mwani?
Yeah, I didn't know he played for Frankfurt. I thought he was always playing for a team in France, but when I noticed him on the starting lineup and then seeing how much he was alone for Frankfurt, making those runs and crossing in and no one was there for him, like, I think for a player his caliber, I think he should go somewhere else too. But
Chelsea wanted him for a while, but I don't think they're going to go for him.
Yeah. He was playing well.
kind of, I mean, that might be a striker that you guys might want to
Honestly,
still keep on the market.
I was watching that game. I liked seeing him play.
I know he was on the list, but Chelsea is yet to release right now it looks like a lot of focus on the midfield. So I don't know what the list looks like, but I'm sure he'll be there. I'm sure Chelsea is looking at Colo, so we'll see. I don't really know much about him, and I'm glad that you like him. Hopefully it translates well if we do get him, but
Hope so. I mean,
yeah, baller. He's a baller.
Yeah, it was nice.
Well,
Fun watching that league a bit. So
another cup game that happened, Man City versus Man United. That was a good one too. Wasn't able to watch the game, but I watched the highlights, and it was Gundogan he's Sedan when he's towards the end of the season, man.
He's so good. Like if he played like that all season, bro, Arsenal wouldn't even have had any of the hopes, bro. Because like Gundogan is so good.
yeah.
How old
Oh
is
my
he now,
God.
though?
How old is he?
Yeah,
I think
he's been playing for a while now. I've never seen him.
I would say he's creeping 30. I'd say, but
Yeah.
I could be wrong. He looks older.
Yeah, but what a player, what a goal. The first goal was insane. The second goal, I think De Gea could have done better.
Oh, he's 32. 32, and he's balling.
I think De Gea is. I think it's about that time, though.
Bro, he's just like, hey, De Gea's in goal.
Yeah, it's going in.
I'm
It's about
just
that
shooting
time,
it.
bro.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Yeah, I don't know, man. But I think now going into the Champions League final, I'm still going with Man City. I think they need to win the treble.
Yeah.
They need to. But who knows? Maybe Lukaku and Megan Thee Stallion being in the crowd.
Wait. Okay. So
That's
you
what
say
I'm
they
saying.
need to? Why? Why do you saying they need
It's
to?
just the perfect story now. You got a new player.
Why do you want that for them?
I'm a Pep fan.
That's fair. I'm a Pep fan too.
I'm a
but
Pep fan too. I don't.
Champions League
I
is
don't like the
something I
super
never
teams
want
type deal. Like
them to win for Man City. You know what I'm saying?
I think
City and PSG. I never want to see them win a Champions League ever.
I think it'll be.
No, I'm not saying.
I think it would just be a perfect. I think it'd just be a good story for a team that's been putting up numbers, creating records, back-to-back records, and then on top of that, just adding a treble on top of that. Come on now.
But imagine the story of like this is what's the David versus Goliath. Imagine
That's what I want.
Inter Milan pulling off the dub against a stacked team.
And I
That's
want-
a better story to me.
To me, yes.
That's
and then,
the David
think
versus
about
Goliath
this.
type.
And
He's agreeing with me, dude.
yes, and
Oh
then-
my god.
And then Pep stays hungry, right? So then Pep continues to coach more and still go after more.
Nah,
the
that
perfect.
man-
I love.
that-
see, I
that
may be
man-
selfish, but I love Pep that much to where I don't want him.
That man will
I don't
always
want him
be
to stop.
hungry. That man will always be hungry to win another treble.
Man, no,
But I mean, I can understand. Like, I'm not gonna disagree on the David versus Goliath. I like that story too. I just don't think Goliath is gonna let David gonna have his moment at this game. Especially.
Goliath?
Yeah, no.
Unless, like
I
I
didn't
said,
even know it was coming. So, look, I
I
don't know.
think Inter Milan even knew that was coming too. They're like, oh fuck, we made it. We're here. So let's appreciate it and let's see what we can do.
They woke up. Did you say like, woke up in a new Bugatti mentality? Right? I'm here. I don't know how I got here.
I don't know how I did it.
That's what I'm saying.
wild.
Like, I feel like that's how Inter Milan feels getting in there. Because, to be honest, like for real, did you really think Inter Milan was going to be at least making it to the semifinals? The semifinals.
Well, they were going against Porto, so yeah, I did. I thought they were going to be Porto.
They had the easy route.
Yeah, they had the easier bracket. I thought they were going to be semis. I thought. I don't know, because I've always been rooting for Inter Milan.
I'm saying like I'm rephrasing from like group stages.
Oh no.
Okay,
Then no.
okay, yeah, no.
Getting past group stages, no. But once that bracket from the semis was separated, yes, I had them going. Yeah.
I believe that.
But the quarterfinals, no, they had PSG, Barcelona, Inter, and then that other team that I can't remember the other name. Right, that was a group, right? It was
That's pretty weak.
It was PSG, Barca, Inter.
It was
That's a pretty weak.
PSG and Barca. You mean Bayern? Bayern, Barca, Barcelona. Wait, yeah.
Bayern
Munich,
and Barca were in.
Bayern, Barca, and then Inter Milan, and then some raggedy team. I'm sorry, that was so disrespectful.
So it was Bayern, Barca.
Put some respect on it. Who
know.
was
Also, it wasn't
Hold on,
PSG.
who-
It was
PSG had Benfica.
no, because that raggedy team beat PSG.
Stop calling them raggedy. You don't even know who they are. That's- yo.
Hold on.
No, because I remember because you guys were talking about Bayern versus.
Hold on, let's look it up. Let's look it
Okay.
up. Champions League.
That's
group stage.
crazy. Talk about.
They got more money, bro, than us and everything. All right. Hold on. Group stage.
Oh, Victoria Pilsen?
From Russia, right?
Yeah. Czech Republic.
Oh, Czech Republic. Yeah.
All right.
How do you even pronounce that? Victoria?
No, you're right. It was Bayern, Inter,
Pilsen.
Barcelona, and Victoria Pilsen.
Yeah.
Yes. The reason why is PSG lost to Maccabi Haifa, who has that keeper from the U.S.
Nice.
I love it.
What?
I hate PSG so much.
Oh yeah, they lost to that raggedy team. Nah,
But that's what I'm saying,
in all
like-
seriousness, yeah, I didn't have them. I had them going to the Europa qualifiers.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, so you
but
had-
then, but
you had-
then,
you had
but
Barca
then who
going
made
through.
it? Then who made it to the Europa
I
qualifiers?
don't know. Yeah.
And then who lost in the Europa?
Whatever.
In the Europa League?
Whatever, bro.
Who's never lost in the Europa League? Chelsea. That's what I thought. Never, ever lost a game.
Alright, well,
Won it twice, by the way. Something that you guys have never done.
5 Champions League. That's all.
That's fine. Well, we won Champions League too, so you can't
But
say
how
we haven't
long
won
ago-
Champions
how
League.
long ago was that?
Huh?
How long ago was the Champions League for y'all?
2016?
2019?
No, you're right. 19. I don't know why I went that far.
2020. No, 2020.
No,
'Cause-
2020 was Bayern. That was COVID year. That was Bayern.
Yeah, so 2020 was the last time we were in Champions League, right? That's
No,
what
last
you
time
just
he
asked,
won
right?
it. Last time he won it.
Won it.
Oh, won it.
2016.
2016, yeah.
2016.
2015, sorry. So, but
That's fine. At least they can say at least you haven't won it because we have, unlike others.
Facts, 100%.
but we have more. Well, we have more. That's
That's
what
also
I'm
had
saying.
Messi, so.
Yeah, it's fine.
And Pep.
It's only 3 more. It's not like you're that far. It's not like you're Madrid.
I mean, we still have more though. I would love to talk Champions League next season with y'all, but can't. So.
I mean,
That's fine. Can't wait till you bottle it again and go into the Europa League again.
We're not. At least we're still in European tournaments though, so it's all good.
I mean, speaking of Real Madrid though,
Damn, bro, they losing left and right,
left and right dropping them. Shout
Bro,
out
yeah,
Saudi Arabia.
I didn't know.
dropping like flies.
You know Saudi Arabia is looking at Conte too.
What?
If they take Conte away, bro, I will fly to Saudi Arabia. I will fight somebody, bro.
They're trying to flash money because Chelsea's tripping, man.
They
They
need to
haven't
sign
they
that
haven't
man, bro.
secured the
Yeah,
deal.
I mean, did you see the list? I mean, the list is like they were trying to sign Modric, which he signed. He doesn't want to leave. We know that, but they were trying to convince Busquets. You know, it's like a whole all-star team.
Yeah,
They
they're,
go
well,
in
they're
there.
also inputting a ton of money. Like, I forgot how many billions of dollars, but into the league's top teams
Yeah.
to kind of invest.
to
That's
be
wild,
a super
bro.
league itself. I think that's low key what they're doing is creating the super league, but in Saudi Arabia. Like that's all. Because if they only care about big names, I think that's what they're doing, is just bringing in all these big.
Well, I
name
think they
players.
just want to drive popularity and eyes and sales. They just want to market that side first, and then be like, all right, within that, you know, money comes people, comes players.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
eventually, they're trying to just say, hey, we want to create quality stuff.
I just hope that, and I don't want to get too deep into this topic because I don't know a lot about politics.
Mhm.
But when it comes to U.S. airtime, like how can we watch? I don't know if like they get along, so they'll allow us to, you know,
What's
get
it
the
called?
rights ESPN or whatever. No, you know what I mean? But like if they do invest all this money
My
into,
computer's slowing down.
if they invest all this money into the league, like I sure hope that we're allowed to watch somehow,
Yeah.
some way.
100%. Especially,
Have you watched
like,
Ronaldo play at all?
I've watched maybe one game.
Like
And
a
that-
full game or?
No, yeah, a full game, and that was off
Send the
of
link, bro.
Huh?
Send the link.
What are we talking about?
Nah, bro, y'all are admitted to crimes right now.
I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, right.
A link?
Say what link to what?
We playing Zelda.
Yeah, right.
Oh, sorry.
You talking about, you know, Link and Zelda, bro? That's a hot ass game, but we'll talk about that later.
That's a fun game.
You know what I mean?
Shout out Zelda and them.
Shout out Zelda and them,
But
Sorry.
I do hope that we can find ways to like. Again, I don't know what politics look like, or if that even takes into consideration for like brand deals and network deals. But if they do start pumping money into the league and getting all these big names, like I want to see them play.
Yeah.
especially with like,
I still think
I don't know if
Benzema-
Messi, what's up with Messi, but like people like Ronaldo, Benzema, Messi, you know, you're talking if Conte go, like worst case, I want to see those people still play. Like to me,
Yeah.
these are so many
Yeah,
people
Benzema,
that like,
I think he still has a good 2 years
yeah, but
until
even
everything starts to slow down.
Ramos was, I've heard, has been talking about.
I think
going
he
to
might
LA.
hit. I think he might be going back to Sevilla.
Who?
Which is Ramos.
Oh,
Yeah, that's where he usually. That's where he started playing. Yeah,
Yeah.
Sevilla. So I think that'd be a nice little tale because I think Ramos still has a good another 3 seasons at least at a top level.
yeah, but whoever ends up, like if they're gonna pump money, it looks like they're gonna go for these like retiring players, just flash money so they can retire happy with a bunch of cash. And
Yeah.
Saudi, I mean, Saudi Arabia, when you live good in Saudi Arabia, you live good. Like you have, they
I
have
heard
like
it's-
decent weather.
I heard
and
that's
everything.
tax-free money, baby.
Yeah, so
And the way Benzema markets themselves, that's like
Yeah.
the perfect
yeah,
lifestyle.
if they're gonna
Like,
do that, then I want to see it, and so I hope that they can figure it out.
that man's
Yeah.
gonna be having Bugatti on top of Bugatti, bro.
Yeah, I don't know, man. But speaking of like with Real Madrid, something that hits close to home for us is Kai Havertz. Very big talk to him going to Real Madrid.
Yeah, apparently he agreed to terms. Like
Heck no.
No, why not?
That's gonna be such a that's such a super downgrade. That's like us losing Messi and then getting
Ansu Fati.
yeah. I mean, I'm not disagreeing.
See, but the thing is, I think I will say I think respect does have to get like put back on Kai Havertz's name a little bit, just because like
To what extent?
to an extent that we'll see. I still think he has enough flair, enough creativity, put in the right position. Yeah, there's a reason why Ancelotti likes him.
Yeah,
There's a reason why
no way
Cruz
that Ancelotti.
co-signs for him. You know what I mean? Like, it's not just like, you know, we're in a pickle, we need somebody. It's like, no, he's a good player. Like,
So if you're a Real Madrid player or fan, you'll be happy with getting Havertz over Kane.
maybe not. No,
No, but that game is not a guarantee.
But given also, they shouldn't be played in the same position. So like,
How, yeah, so you're asking me, as a Madrid fan, am I happy I'm getting Havertz? Let me tell you, as a Chelsea fan, I'm upset we're losing Havertz.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that. Like, and let me tell you that he has had a horrible spell at Chelsea. He's been terrible. For some reason, I have like a soft spot for Havertz. Like, I really enjoy when he plays well. He plays like really well. He's just played out of position. That's the reality. Is
yeah.
he's played out of position. And in Madrid, he's probably gonna also start as a striker, which is out of position. But I don't know. There's better players, and he's still young.
yeah,
He's
is.
still very young,
he is
and
still
if
young.
Ancelotti likes you, that should say something, in my opinion.
There's definitely some underlying tone. So I think I don't think that he will play him out of position as much. I think he will kind of switch some things around, but he definitely has the creativity. I'm like, It's hard to knock him. I can't knock him. I don't know if I'm really like upset that we're losing Kai because I don't know what we're getting. But I think like I know that if we're losing Kai Havertz in the sense of a striker, I'm not upset about that. But as him as a player and saying, hey, well, given that we get a striker and we can, probably put him in his true position, then yeah, I'm kind of sad. I'm
I mean, I could understand
that,
for your perspective, as Chelsea fans, yes. But I'm talking about just Madrid. Like, if he's gonna fill in that Benzema position, he's not. Because if you're saying
he's not.
I don't think that's what they're bringing him for.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna.
So he's just gonna be like a super sub basically for Madrid.
Either a super sub, but I don't see him playing in that forward position at Madrid in general.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't see him playing.
Well, the way that Madrid plays, they don't play with a center attacking mid. It's right. It's because it's Cruz, Modric, and
but
then
you have to think too.
Valverde.
Not to cut you off.
Well, Valverde plays in the wing.
Not to cut you off, but like Real Madrid's looking to kind of like not just get Kai Havertz. Like they're looking to get a lot of people.
Oh yeah.
So that whole system might change. That whole system.
If they're
might
playing with the
switch
center,
up.
if they're playing with attacking mid and they place Kai Havertz there, it's wraps.
Yeah.
Like he's a creative player that he can spot that pass, and Vinny's gonna get it.
Which I've been saying about Havertz at Chelsea. Like that's what he should have been doing at Chelsea instead of playing that striker position.
Yeah,
but
we all know that.
But that's what I'm saying. Like if you're gonna bring that to, you're just gonna have a whole stack of midfield for Madrid, which you guys are still. But Madrid is still looking for that striker, which I think they should obviously go for Harry Kane, which I don't think would be a smart decision for Harry Kane.
It's not a long-term decision for sure.
Yeah, because I don't know. I never thought that English players going to Madrid was always a good fit. Like I think Beckham was like probably the best story. You got Owen that went to Madrid. That didn't last long. You got a couple players that went to Madrid and it just didn't work well. So I don't think Harry Kane could fit that position. I think for Madrid, since they have the money, I think like Osimhen, a striker like that would fit perfectly, but I don't think Harry Kane would fit, and I just don't think Kai Havertz would be a perfect fit for like as far as maybe like a sub coming in, maybe.
Well,
but I don't think Havertz is looking to do that. I think he's wanting to. He's still young. He's looking to be a regular starter, and so that he can be back in the German national team, and all that stuff. Because he
German, he never left. He's always getting picked.
But if he's gonna leave, and then if he's gonna go to Madrid and not play, no one's gonna pick him up.
Yeah, he is. He gets benched at Chelsea pretty often, and he's always going to play for the German team. And the thing is, he's not the German team. He's not their general striker. Yeah. That's why they keep picking him, because Germany team knows how to play him, and he plays in that creative midfield role. I always watch the German games because I'm like, I get upset.
Sitting here confused about this certain player. Like, okay, he's gonna be good here for the national team, but then he can't do the same thing for the club. Like
because he's not played in the same position.
Yeah,
I've always said this about Kai Havertz. It pisses me off, and I've talked to all of my friends. When I see Germany play, I'm like, why does Kai Havertz not play like this for Chelsea? Maybe he's like, I don't care about Chelsea as much as I do for Germany, which I get it. That's your country. Mm-hmm. Maybe he just doesn't play the same way. But from a standpoint that Kai can play as a center attacking mid, but also play as a striker, like if he comes in as a sub, he can play as a striker or as a center attacking mid. He covers two positions, so I think it's a win-win. And he's still young. Has a lot of potential. Yep. I mean, he's not even in his prime yet. So I think that's a quality signing, and it hurts me to see him leave. But I think he has to be used correctly.
I think he does. He definitely deserves to be used correctly. I just don't think Madrid will be the spot for him to be used properly. As far as maybe getting enough playing time, like he will play, but I don't think it'll be like another like Hazard story.
Well, Hazard got injured. That's not his fault.
That's true.
Who did?
Hazard. Hazard just got injured and then never recovered.
Would you guys take him back?
Yeah, with open arms.
Yeah. I think the hate that he's received at Real Madrid is kind of like...
It's not even hate. It's just you really couldn't do nothing.
No, it's hate. Because like people are like, but people don't chop it up as that. Like they're not just like, yeah, he got injured. They're like, no, he played like crap.
He got injured and then fat.
It's just the price tag too. The price tag made it a lot worse.
That's not his fault. I mean, by the time he was worth it.
Chalk it up to the game.
Okay, but at the time that he got purchased, he there's a reason why he's got the most man of the matches in Premier League history.
He was.
But I'm not saying they're hating on him because of the price. It's just they hate that. It's just, let me rephrase this. Like they hate that there's so much money being spent on a player that is just injured for so long.
Which I get.
Yeah.
Punch the air, bro. But like, why are you?
that's what I'm saying. Madrid has to just
suck it up.
But
suck it up.
the hate that I see is like at him, bro. And I'm like,
Yeah,
bro,
it's like,
wait.
dude, you suck. You weren't worth
They were
it.
like,
bro.
I've seen especially recently, like with thoughts or with him like leaving and stuff. They're like, asking fans like, give a recap of, what you think his career is. And people, for some reason, only see Real Madrid as his career, and then like that's like the highlight of his career is like not being great at Real Madrid, and it's like, bro, come on, get real.
It definitely sucks to hear that he might think about actually retiring and just not playing
I hope
anymore.
he doesn't, bro.
And I hope
really
he doesn't. I grew up with Hazard being like the best Premier League player, and so he's one of my favorites. And so seeing him retire would definitely sting a lot.
100%.
So I hope he doesn't leave. I would take him with open arms. I don't care if he fits in the system or not. I would take him. I don't care.
Yeah.
But it's more. I'm not gonna lie. It probably would be as a nostalgia factor for me. But I mean, look at. Pretty much everybody that comes back to Chelsea after the first stint does pretty well. Drogba, Mourinho a little bit. So
a good first season.
Hopefully, hopefully we take him back. But I hope he doesn't retire wherever he ends up.
Well, with Benzema leaving, it officially ends. Unless if Messi doesn't come back to Barcelona, that ends the BBC and the MSN story.
The what?
The MSN
And the what?
and the BBC. Bale, Benzema,
Ah.
Cristiano. So between those two groups, who's the best? Who's the best team?
Hold on, bro. You got to ask me that question again, bro.
Well, who got 3 Champions League in a row?
Madrid.
But I just think quality wise, like
Wait.
talent wise, I think MSN is better.
Okay.
Talent wise,
Okay. Yeah.
But also, did MSN play at the same time as the 3 Champions Leagues? How long was that at the same?
So after Barcelona won their Champions League, that's when the 3P came along.
And that Champions League was MSN. That 2016
The
Champions League.
2015 was the Barcelona, and then after that.
Yeah, no, but that was MSN.
Yeah.
Like they were still MSN.
That was
after-
MSN.
That was-
Were
yeah,
they
that was-
MSN after?
Yeah.
as Real was winning the.
Yeah. Well,
When did Neymar leave? Because he was the first one to leave.
after the first Champions League, that's when he left.
So it wasn't. So when Real Madrid won the 3-peat, there was no
just-
MSN.
Yeah, it was just Suarez.
it
And
was
Messi.
MS.
Yeah.
Okay, then it just sucks because there's history with a 3-peat of Champions League. That's wild. That's insane. But I think talent-wise, I mean, Neymar Neymar's better than Bale. Messi to me is better than Ronaldo.
Of course.
And then Suarez. Man, I'll take Suarez over Benzema too.
Really?
Yes,
Wow.
I'll take Suarez over Benzema.
Yeah, I will personally take the MSN over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
Smart choices.
Yeah,
Smart
yeah,
choices.
I gotta be honest.
I mean, with Suarez and Benzema, that's pretty even.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
That's the only one that will get me is,
Yeah.
Suarez and Benzema. And I personally will probably inch more towards Benzema.
I'm leaning more Suarez because he did it in the Premier League too.
True, that is very true too. That also is
And
that plays
I
a
saw
big
this
part.
stat of like the Pichichi, like the top goal scorer for like for the La Liga. Suarez did it while Messi was there, while Ronaldo was there, and
That's
while
true.
Benzema was there. Benzema didn't win it until everybody was gone.
Yeah.
And now this year, Lewandowski's back, and he couldn't even do it.
Yeah. So
I take
actually
Suarez.
Suarez. Yeah.
I take Suarez.
After that, yeah. I'll take
Benzema
that.
might be a
That's what I
merchant.
forgot about that.
He might be a
When you
goal
put it like
pushing
that,
merchant.
yeah,
like
when you show
Suarez did it with more competition, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But Benzema got a Ballon d'Or, and Suarez doesn't. So
It sucks.
That just-
like I said, it sucks for Suarez and Neymar that Messi and Ronaldo had to exist at that time because if
Yeah.
they didn't exist, they would have taken that at least.
Well,
100%.
I think
Yeah.
Neymar was a little, I want to say self-inflicted, like leaving so soon.
Well, yeah.
they flash that cash, man.
Yeah. So I said.
I wish he didn't
self-inflicted.
leave. I wish he didn't leave.
That's self-infliction right there.
Yeah, I didn't wish
Because
I lived. Like if he stayed another season, we probably would have won the Champions League that year too.
Yeah, I wish he didn't.
Because I
leave.
mean, especially to me, to go to PSG is just absurd. But
I don't know why I did that, man.
speaking of PSG, and we're talking about all these players leaving or retiring, you got PSG fans booing Messi, whistling at him
it's crazy, man.
in front of his kids.
You know what?
man.
You know what I saw though? I saw on Twitter, and I was happy about this. That this is why he's the GOAT, because PSG won the league by 1 point.
Mhm.
1 point, and it was because of that game that he scored that last minute free kick goal.
Exactly.
That's all I'm saying about that whole topic.
Exactly.
Y'all wouldn't have not won the league if it wasn't
Without
for Messi.
him.
That's why I never honestly
Be grateful.
From this moment forward, I already didn't really like PSG to begin with. But from this moment forward, I don't even want to talk football with PSG fans. I don't even want to like hear about it. Like, one, you're never winning Champions League again. Sorry, not sorry. And I just like, if that's how you're treating players, I'm not saying every PSG fan is like this, but as a collective, this is what y'all are doing is wild to me. You're outside of players' home. Like, go live a life, bro. Like,
I just don't see what Mbappe is seeing in this type of project. Now that Messi's gone, I know it's I guess the money just.
that's all PSG has ever had to offer. It's money.
I don't know,
So,
man.
I just
And
had
if
to bring that
Neymar
up
goes
because I thought
to
that
Chelsea
was
or
wild.
Man United, like I'm not.
Who? Neymar?
Yeah, Neymar.
I wish we would have got him originally when they were first talking about it.
Yeah.
I don't know, but
Yeah,
Neymar.
so you got Messi and you got Ramos. He's leaving too.
That was a very anticlimactic transfer window right there. Like the presentation they had for those 5 players with Hakimi and then Donnarumma and then Ramos, they had Wijnaldum too.
Yeah.
And then Messi. I'm like,
Oh, I forgot. Oh my god, bro! What?
yeah. And then he went to Roma, and then Ramos is out. Messi's
Why?
out. Like that's such a disappointing transfer window, bro.
Yeah.
Like, but. That's what I'm saying. I think Messi was just happy to get out of there. I will say this. I mean, I think I've said this before in the podcast, probably, but if Messi didn't go to PSG, I don't think he would have won the World Cup.
Why?
I think surrounding himself, with players that are young, healthy, and like who are at that moment hungry for Champions League, all that stuff, like he surrounded himself that made him a better player. I think if he stayed at Barcelona, where Barcelona was, in a downward spiral, like I don't think mentally that would boost his confidence going into that World Cup.
Oh yeah, because y'all were stressing him out over there, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like I'm surprised he was able to
white
win.
hairs, man.
Yeah. So I mean, but then again, like he did win Copa America while the season he was leaving
Mm-hmm.
for Barca. But I think still the mental part there, and also the training that PSG was able to provide for him, like and playing with Mbappe, kind of will show you like this is what I'm competing with.
I think that was the most refreshing part, was just having that connection up top
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
someone like who else is so great
Yeah.
and still young.
Yeah.
And I think that was very refreshing and probably even reminiscent for him.
Yeah.
From Ronaldinho to Messi, like
Yeah.
that connection they shared. So I probably was never like on that level, but still I think it was reminiscent. But yeah, it's interesting that you say that. It's an interesting take.
I feel like that would have been the reason why he won the World Cup, is just like that mentality and being surrounded by, and it's just another middle finger to the French national team. I'm
Hey,
leaving
nothing
PSG
will ever
and then beating them in the World Cup. Like it's just
Yo,
like,
to me,
come on, man.
Nothing. Maybe that's where the hate is coming from.
It has to be, bro.
Because for me, nothing gets better than winning the World Cup,
Oh, that's fact. I
coming
didn't think
home
about
with the
that, yeah.
trophy, trying to come home with the trophy, and they approved it, bro. That's crazy.
Like it sucks that when Messi, like everybody, like everyone that won the World Cup with Argentina, when they went back to their clubs, like they all got like standing ovations from their like home fans, all that stuff. Messi, all he got was like a clap during
By
training.
his teammates, and wasn't Mbappe's brother? Wasn't he?
Yeah,
like,
that man was just
giving him
looking
the
at
evil
yeah.
eye?
I'm like, oh my god, bro, like.
Get over
But
it.
I can't
I mean,
imagine.
it's painful.
I can't imagine him actually walking out to the stadium of PSG and just like everyone just doing the same exact thing that they were just doing 2 days ago.
See, but to me, I think I don't know. I understand it's painful. I wanted Argentina to win, so maybe I don't understand. But like, you gotta, at some degree, you gotta respect. Like, you gotta recognize him.
Yeah, bro. You gotta
Talk it
recognize
up,
that he's
bro.
the
Like,
best.
You're watching one of the world's like greatest, and that's
Like if you're a season ticket holder, you get to see Messi on a weekly basis.
play for your team.
That-
Like,
yeah,
it's not like you're watching Messi come to your house and you know what I'm saying.
Like you get to watch him.
Rub his
on a
his
weekly
shoes on your couch every weekend. Like, no, he's
basis, dude.
playing for you, man. He's literally like winning games for you, winning the league for you.
I'm just happy the way
How
he
can you
left.
hate that?
I'm happy the way he left. When after the celebration, man, everyone's taking pictures with the trophy. That man said, "All right, did my thing. I'm out." And went straight to the tunnel. He just dodged all the photographers, all that.
So you still think he's going to Barca?
I've read some articles so far, and especially from his dad, that they're work like La Liga's approving Messi coming back.
Yeah.
So
It looks like it's gonna happen.
Yeah,
And
I think all parties want it to happen.
Yeah, because now that Benzema's gone, like they need Messi back, and I think they'll do everything.
Wait, but why?
Because that's
What do you mean?
that's a big name gone, bro. And
But
now,
it's not like they were a problem before.
wait, what you mean?
You talking about Real Madrid?
I'm talking about La Liga in general, as far as the marketing behind like La Liga and all that stuff.
yeah,
Like I'm
yeah.
saying,
Okay,
like
I see what you're saying.
they're gonna lose a big name, so all they have now is Vinny, and then Barca has Lewandowski. Like they need another big name that's
They
gonna bring
still
in
need those.
numbers.
They might not have Vinny, so I hope not.
Yeah, we'll see.
Oh yeah, see. So I think bringing back Messi for La Liga, they want that back for sure. But you know, in Miami, they brought in an offer for, and I don't think he's gonna go to Miami, especially the way they're playing right now.
Yeah,
He's
doesn't-
not.
he's
He'll
not.
go to Saudi Arabia before he goes. I
mean,
hope.
yeah, that-
I will call him and be like, bro, you're making the wrong decision, brother.
Oh, you gotta like.
If you got his
go
phone
get
line,
that
bro,
bag. Yeah,
hey, yo,
bro.
share that thing.
Yeah.
Huh?
Share that thing. If you got, you got his number.
See, 'cause then
You
I'm
be in the
gonna-
DMs.
You gonna make
Messi,
me
no, por favor, no. Para Miami, no, Messi.
Get the money, man. You're gonna do anything.
Yeah. And then another, to kind of finish off, another European competition closed off. The Europa League, Sevilla establishing Europa League dominance,
Once again.
winning it for the 7th time.
Can y'all walk me through the Mourinho hatred?
I don't have
Referee
any hatred.
did not
Oh,
his
why
part.
he's mad? Why
It
he's
was a
so angry?
handball situation.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Oh, that
Handball
was
situation,
yeah,
and
So how do you feel about that? Like,
how do you? I mean, you have VAR, and they don't see that. And like, here's the thing about the handball like rule. Like it has to be for it to be a handball. The arm has to be away from your body. If it's nearby, like you're trying to,
yes,
you're not exposing yourself to
Yeah.
it. But if it's out like this, which it was,
yes,
that's an immediate handball.
yes.
But they didn't call it, and that would have been the game changer. At least I think what was the score by that?
It was
point?
1-1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if
That would have
called
been.
it,
They
that
would
would-
if they would have scored that
Yeah.
penalty.
They won.
They would have won. So, and then there's also some other, some pretty bad fouls from Sevilla on some Roma players that should have been reds, all that stuff. So, the ref wasn't doing its part, which
Anthony Taylor, bro.
See, but my
Like,
thing
he's-
is, at what
I
point?
hate Anthony
See, but
Taylor.
this is the thing too. Is like, at this point, the league is messing that up. You know what I mean? Like, what is the point of having the VAR if you're not like?
well, and that's what I'm saying. Some now people are saying it's fixed. It's saying
yeah.
it's like money is involved, all that.
It's kind of like
stuff.
Mauricio was saying. Oh, you weren't in the podcast today, but he was talking about how like VAR is still very juvenile. Like they're still kind of figuring it out. It's not all set in stone. It's getting better. But at a certain point, that excuse is like, you're costing us games, you're costing us money, you're costing us like titles.
Yeah.
You have like fix it, like, get it right.
Yeah, my thing is too is like,
But that was
it's so predominantly the handball situation
because it's a clear handball.
right. So, but that's my point is like, if it's so clear, like, why
didn't
is
they call it?
How is it not so easy? Like, what is the like process of like saying, I don't know, this is a difficult one. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? It's clear as day. Everybody sees it. So then it's like, what's the holdup, bro? Blow the like, call it, man. And then I think the hatred that, or the bad look on Jose Mourinho for waiting at the end of the game, waiting for the referee, which I get, like, nothing you can do now.
That's more.
But
That's more.
exactly,
Yeah.
and that is like, bro, you're passionate about that shit. Like you're just got screwed over like that.
I don't like that the referee got assaulted like in the airport by fans.
Yeah.
Like that I didn't like, because even he was like protecting his wife. Like that,
Yeah,
it should never get to that point.
Yeah.
But they got to get it right. They got to fix it somehow, because again, fans are passionate and there's money on the line. There's trophies on the line. There's reputations on the line. That like it can't be that far off from like in the Premier League that's a handball, and in Europa League it's not. When VAR is kind of like the same all over the place, and the rules of football are the same all over the place.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's where the discrepancy is.
Yeah.
But hey, the record now shows Sevilla has won it 7 times. Every final they've been in for Europa League, they've won it. Mourinho lost their first,
Yeah.
or Mourinho lost his first final.
But I think it's
Which is
been
tough, but it is.
I think which is another impressive record is that a Spanish team has won a European League title since 2003. Which
Wow.
is an insane record.
And you guys were talking about like, is La Liga dominant or not? And that's that which La Liga itself, yes, but Spanish teams are still
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
proving that they're
I think I'm more just now worried. It's not about because I know Spanish football is a very dominant. They have dominant teams no matter what. It's just it's the commercial behind La Liga. Commercially, like I feel like we're not getting enough views as what English Premier League provides and all that.
Well, one thing that boils down to is views. Is you gotta buy ESPN Plus to watch La Liga. You need Peacock, but they're still showing it Premier League on USA Network.
Yeah.
So if you have cable, you're good.
Yeah.
You can at least watch one game a week. Or 2 games a week, sorry.
Sure.
So when it comes to views, I will blame it on that. Like La Liga needs to put it somehow on cable or talk to ESPN and be like, yo, put me on ESPN 2. Like,
Plus-
why not ESPN 2? Like, it doesn't have to be the main ESPN, but...
Plus, to add to like the whole dominance thing, like as far as being with La Liga, like you gotta also think too, the teams that were in there, that were in.
The Europa League?
Mm-hmm.
Barcelona,
Arsenal,
Man United,
But that's
Juventus.
Juventus, Sporting.
right.
Like,
but
those are good
they're
teams.
good teams, but I'm saying compared to like higher caliber teams, though, like I think.
I might have to disagree with that on that one,
That's
which is
fine.
okay to disagree, but...
Yeah, I don't care, but I just still think that like I think in that conversation, I don't think saying like. I think the competition isn't
I
as
mean, Man
like,
United just played the FA Cup final.
they did.
So I mean,
I mean-
would you not consider that a dominant team?
I never said Man United wasn't. I'm just saying you're only speaking about Man United and Arsenal were the only Prem teams.
No, I mean, Arsenal, PSV, Roma, Union Berlin, Real Sociedad, Man United, Feyenoord, who won their respective league, Lazio, Monaco. So that's a
I understand.
handful
What
of
I'm
teams.
saying is ranking them on as far as like when you're ranking the leagues, right? And you're
Oh.
saying and comparing La Liga to higher leagues, there's not a lot of representation of higher leagues. You know what I mean? Like I said, you only had 2 Prem teams in Europa League.
Mhm.
So then from there, all the other teams are, I feel like lower than them. So yeah, I expect them to dominate the Europa League. But when we were having the conversation, it was also in Champions League, like there wasn't much representation of La Liga in Champions League as well. So
Because they also get less spots. Only like the
they only
top
get
3.
what, top 3?
Only top 3, I'm pretty sure, get Premier League.
Top four.
Top
And then
4.
like
Is it top 4 too?
Top 4, but
I thought it was
some-
top 4 for.
Sometimes it goes into like a playoff situation for like the 4th spot. So like if you make 4th place, you are in the Champions League playoff spot. But now during the summer, you got to play the other playoff team, and then whoever wins that game goes in.
So they get
it-
4 in the Champions League.
Yeah,
Oh,
it depends on who they play. So sometimes it can be an upset during the summertime where like say who was it, Tottenham, who finished 4th?
Last year?
For Premier League this year.
This
This
year?
year?
Yeah.
I think
Newcastle?
it was. Huh?
Newcastle.
Okay, so I don't know why they're secure for Champions League. I don't know. It depends. I think it depends on the league too. So say like for us for La Liga,
Mm-hmm.
this happened to Barcelona in 2009 where we finished 4th, right? But we didn't secure Champions League because I think a team in a different league that secured Champions League had higher points, so we had to like fight for that Champions League spot.
Yeah.
So if
So
we
look-
didn't win that game, we would have had only 3 Spanish League teams playing that year. But
Got you.
yeah,
So 3 for sure, maybe 4. is
No,
what you're
it's
saying.
4. It's 4.
It's 4 for
It's
sure.
4, yeah.
So then from there, I'm saying in Champions League, you only had this past year. You had Real Madrid was the only one to make it around 16. So I guess what I'm saying is like in a greater scheme of things, I still think that La Liga has more of a way to go or rebuild. Like not saying that it
it's
wasn't,
still-
but I'm saying right now,
yeah.
I think right now, no, I don't think that they're having they're at the competition level that others are at.
We will see. I will definitely see in the Champions League. I don't know about you guys, but I will definitely see. But that's the end of the show, guys. I appreciate you guys watching. We got some.
It's gonna be a short run.
You know what? Since it's going to be the last game of the season this week, and it's Champions League week, it's going to be tough to shoot these little episodes or these shows every week until maybe the World Cup starts for the women's, and then we'll definitely make some time. Like we said, we're going to talk more about MLS and get real deep dive into it.
Yeah.
And we have some special guests coming in very soon, so
Yeah,
stay tuned for that.
We also have some special for the Champions League itself, so that'll be fun too.
All right.
So.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys. Appreciate you guys. Remember to like, subscribe, and share. And we'll see you on the next one.
Peace.
Yeah.
It's me. I'm the special.